I came from living in the Caribbean for 18 years. And I'm not Latin, but I went down there because my partner is from there and right out of art school. I went there, and that had a huge influence on everything I do, but good and bad. But then after a while, I came back here. I wanted just, I just wanted more, broader horizons and things like that. So I came here, and my children were really little, and I was at the art center. So I started there when it was really young. There was nothing on Lincoln Road. Boarded up, shops, a couple of little restaurants. There was a group of us that were there in the beginning. Edouard Duval was there for a little while, and Chado Ket was there. And so there was a little group, but I had a tough time, as a lot of artists did. I mean, I had my kids in school, so I would always be, I rarely took advantage of Lincoln Road, unfortunately, because I was always running in, working all day, running out to drive across town, which led me to go back across the bridge and find somewhere closer to my nucleus of what my lifestyle was at that moment. And then I worked a little while at a gallery in Coral Gables, when Coral Gables was the movement, was centered there, of the Friday night, it was Friday nights there, art walk, and I was represented by a gallery there. The America's Collection, it was one of the best at that time, and then Fred Snitzer was very small, down the street. I remember walking in at one point, and I was looking around, and then I had known the director of the America's Collection from years before, when I had come up from a trip and was looking for venues to sell my work in Miami, and I met her through a contact in New York that sent me to Miami, roundabout way. But I was pretty active in that gallery, and sold quite well, but I started what I came for, in a sense, was broader horizons, and to kind of just get more global, although that word didn't even exist back then, but as a phrase, as a catchphrase. But I wanted to just do more, do better for my work, and do more, and I started doing more, and then I kind of pushed myself out of the market of that gallery, because my work just kind of got a little more edgy. I wanted to continue video. I had done video in the Caribbean, and actually won a first place in a biennale in the Dominican Republic, was where I was living for 18 years. And it was hard for an American to win awards there, because very nationalistic, and here I was, this young American, and it was like, no. And so it was really surprising to win the award, and a nice thing for me. Soon after that, I came here, though, and then I wanted to continue with the video, and I wanted to do edgier, push the envelope on my work, and really the gallery was a little bit more. They did have very good quality work. It was just a little bit more Latin, in a sense, also magic realism, very some could be political and whatever, but it just wasn't. I wanted to get more and more into materials and really strange stuff. So strange by those standards anyway at that time, and I kept pushing, and like I said, I pushed myself kind of right out the door. I just decided I want to try something else, and I was never happy with gallery representation. I felt that the minute I walk in the door, I'm making work for a market. And you have to, really, you really do. I mean, at this level, I know that there exists another level. They tell me so. That you can be, once there, you are pretty much, not really, but much more freedom to do what. In 2004, in the design district, I decided to open the art forms. And, it evolved and evolved and evolved. Every 6 months, we were completely changing the way we did everything. It was like craziness, but it was really invigorating at this time. I had no intention of changing things monthly or anything like that. I don't know, really, I had no, very naive, but I had no business plan. I knew I wanted to open a space where we could do things, where I could do things, and eventually other people that wanted to also would join. And I remember sitting there thinking, oh, I'd like to do this. Really, should I, would I, can I? And then I sat there and I said, I don't, why are you even asking questions? You are the owner of this place. You can do whatever you want. If you want to bake cookies and sit on the floor and eat them with friends on second Saturdays, you could do that, so you could do whatever. And that notion really, really hit me strongly. And it was amazing how all of, not suddenly, but it crept in and it crept in, and then I was able to really, really, and I think if I never get the opportunity again, because I know with the changes I've recently made that I am going to have to mold my work a bit to be able to do what I think I need to do, my business plan nowadays. I think I will not have that freedom, at least for a while, that I had then, but it was a lovely thing. It was a lovely thing to be able to do whatever you wanted without thinking, basically saying, I don't care if it sells. I really just don't care. At least for a while. I had spent, like most artists, I'd spent many, many years in a studio, working away in my life, and of course, going to activities, but not really involved, just as an artist attending things. And I just said I felt a need to be really involved and be out there and to work with other artists. I find that today we don't, and more so with the internet and everything else, we really don't meet enough. We don't sit and talk enough. And that was one thing that was amazing with art forms.